They told you to be nice, to check in on her, send long messages, remind her how special she is, and never let her doubt how much you care. They told you this is how you win a woman. But now you're sitting there, scrolling your phone, staring at her name in your messages, no reply in days. She left you on read, and the crazy part, you did everything you were supposed to. You cared, you stayed loyal, you gave, and she still walked away. That's when it hits you. This isn't about how much you gave, it's about what she stopped seeing in you. The moment she knew you needed her, she lost the fire for you. And now you're stuck wondering how to flip it. How to make her feel what you're feeling right now. How to make her regret walking away. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make her crave you again, without chasing, without begging, and without ever looking back. This starts the moment you understand a brutal truth. You don't win her back by trying to prove your worth to her. You win by becoming a man who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Because here's the cold, merciless reality. When she broke it off, she wasn't hoping you'd cry. She was hoping you'd crumble. She wanted to feel powerful. She wanted to know she still had that grip on your soul. And most guys, they hand her that power on a silver platter. The texts get longer, the calls get more frequent. The "I just want closure" messages pour in like a broken faucet. That's the first trap. And the moment you take the bait, you lose all mystery. You lose your gravity, but you're about to learn how to reverse that. You don't get her to regret losing you by being more emotional. You get her to regret it by making her question everything. Her decision, her judgment, her assumptions. And you do that by disappearing, not out of weakness, not out of hurt, but with a kind of brutal elegance that she feels in her bones. You vanish like you've got bigger things to do, because you do. That silence, it's not quiet, it's loud. It echoes every single day she doesn't hear from you. It forces her to wonder, did I misread him? Why isn't he trying? That's when it begins. The seed of regret is planted not when you beg, but when you become unreachable. The guy who disappears into the gym, into building his business, into leveling up so viciously that his whole energy shifts, he doesn't have to say a word. His silence screams. Every post she sees, every friend that mentions you, every rumor that you're doing well, it chips away at her confidence that you were hers. And here's the kicker, you're not doing any of it for her, you're doing it for you. That's what burns, that's what hurts her. That's what turns her comfort into confusion and her doubt into obsession. The guy who disappears into the gym, into building his business, into leveling up so viciously that his whole energy shifts, he doesn't have to say a word. His silence screams, every post she sees, every friend that mentions you, every rumor that you're doing well, it chips away at her confidence that you were hers. And here's the kicker, you're not doing any of it for her, you're doing it for you. That's what burns, that's what hurts her, that's what turns her comfort into confusion and her doubt into obsession. Because when you stop showing up for her ego, she starts missing what used to fuel it. And here's something she never expected. You get hotter without her, literally and figuratively. You change your look, you change your voice, your body language shifts, you're calmer, more controlled. There's a fire behind your eyes that wasn't there before. She used to be the prize. Now, you've become a mystery, a story she doesn't have the final chapter to. And that unknown, it eats at her. Because women don't regret the past. They regret the potential they walked away from. You want her to feel that sharp sting of regret? You want her up at 2 a.m. scrolling through your photos, wondering who's taking them now. Then stop feeding the illusion that she still has access to you. Because right now, in her head, you're still in her pocket. You're still emotionally available. She still owns a piece of your mind. And that's the leash you've got to burn. No "I miss you" texts. No lurking on her stories. No hoping she'll notice your silence while you're still secretly tracking her every move. That's not distance. That's obsession in disguise. And she can feel that. The moment she senses you're still orbiting her, she relaxes. Her ego gets fed. Her mind moves on. But when your energy vanishes completely, that's when her stomach flips. She'll start testing the waters, posting thirst traps, dropping breadcrumbs, maybe even texting you something meaningless like, "Hey, how have you been?" Don't fall for it. That's not her caring. That's her checking to see if she still owns you. And the most powerful thing you can do is show her with brutal clarity that she doesn't. Not anymore. Not even close. Because here's the truth that no one tells you. Women only regret losing men who evolve without them, who upgrade without asking permission, who break the mold she tried to fit you into and come out the other side unrecognizable. You ever notice how quiet she gets once you stop reacting? That's not peace, that's panic. She starts replaying old memories, scanning them for signs she missed. Was he always this strong? Was I wrong about him? And that question, was I wrong, is the beginning of her downfall. That's when her mind flips. That's when her pride starts whispering, maybe I made a mistake. And if you've been doing the work, hitting the gym like a savage, building a lifestyle that doesn't revolve around anyone's approval, walking into rooms with that calm, lethal confidence, she'll see it. And it'll cut deep. Because now you're not just a better man, you're a better man she doesn't have access to anymore. That's where the regret really sinks in. Not in the breakup, not in the weeks after, but in the rise. When your glow-up becomes undeniable, when your energy becomes untouchable, when the world starts to notice you before she ever looks back, that's the part that burns her. Because now you've flipped the power dynamic. You're no longer the guy chasing validation. You're the guy who became the validation. That shift, that's what makes her spiral. That's what makes her obsessed. And you didn't send a single text. You just became a man she can't reach anymore. A man she has to earn back if she ever gets the chance. She thought you'd be waiting. Thought you'd be easy to get back. That's what most men are. Easy, predictable, emotionally exposed. And that's exactly why she left in the first place. Not because you weren't good enough, but because she never got the chance to wonder. Wonder what you'd do without her. Wonder who you'd become. Wonder if she'd ever feel you again. That uncertainty, that's the emotional grip women can't shake. But it only works if you fully detach. Not fake detachment. Not hoping she comes back while pretending you're happy. Real, surgical, soul-deep detachment. The kind that changes your entire posture. Because here's the brutal irony. When you were at your most available, she felt nothing. But now, when you stop responding, when you stop reacting, when you stop needing, that's when her emotions return. That's when memories start to hurt. When her bed feels emptier, her phone feels quieter, her nights stretch longer, not because you reached out, but because you didn't. Because she expected to own your emotions forever, and now you're colder than silence. That emotional distance, that's punishment, that's gravity, and it works like black magic. See, most men get obsessed with closure, but you don't need closure. You need evolution. Let her wonder. Let her sit in that uncertainty. Let her regret it, not because you told her she lost something, but because she feels it every time she sees your name and knows she can't touch you anymore. That's what regret actually feels like to her. It's not sadness, it's jealousy, it's curiosity, it's powerlessness. And that is exactly what she tried to escape when she left. But now you flipped it on her. You are no longer the guy hoping for a second chance. You are now the guy she hopes to get a second chance with. And that right there, that shift in polarity, it's devastating. Because it forces her to look at herself differently, to question her decisions, to stare in the mirror and think, what did I let go of? And if she doesn't reach out, if she never texts again, that's fine. Because you're not doing this for her attention. You're doing it so you never end up weak like that again. Because whether she regrets it or not, you're never going back to being that man. That man she left, the one who waited by the phone, who over-explained his feelings, who thought love meant constant availability, he's dead. Buried. And in his place is a version of you she never saw coming. A man who moves with purpose, who speaks less and does more. Who no longer tries to convince people to stay, but becomes someone they regret walking away from. And that's what drives her crazy. Not that you're gone, but that you're better. That you leveled up without her. That she's no longer part of the chapter where you win. She starts thinking back, remembering your voice, the little things you used to say, the way you used to look at her. And the part that shatters her, you don't look at her like that anymore. Because you're not the same man. And even if she walked back into your life right now, she wouldn't recognize the energy in the room. It's colder, calmer, stronger. You're not seeking love. You're commanding respect. And the kind of woman who's used to controlling soft men, she doesn't know what to do with that kind of presence. She'll talk to her friends about you, try to frame the story to make herself feel better. He changed, she'll say. He's not the same guy I fell for. You're not. You changed because pain either breaks you or rebuilds you. And in your case, it turned you into something sharper, something untouchable. Something that doesn't chase what walks away. And deep down, she knows that. That's what keeps her up at night. That's why the regret doesn't fade. Because you didn't just move on, you transformed. Quietly, without permission, without closure, without a single emotional breadcrumb for her to follow. And now she watches, from a distance, from behind private accounts or through mutual friends or even from fake profiles. She won't admit it, she might never say a word, but you'll feel it, that energetic pull, that strange intuition that she's still looking. Because she is, not because she wants to love you again, but because she wants to own you again. And when she realizes she can't, that's the part that breaks her. That's when the regret sets in like concrete. You don't get her back by waiting. You get her back by never needing her again. That's the line. That's the standard. And once you truly cross it, you'll see something strange happen. You'll stop wanting her at all. Not out of hate, not out of bitterness. But because the man you became, the man she regrets losing, no longer fits the woman she used to be. You outgrew her without saying a word. And now, if she ever comes back, you'll look at her differently. Not with love, not with nostalgia, but with distance. The kind of quiet, steady distance that says, I don't hate you, I just don't need you anymore. And that right there is what she never prepared for. You see, women are used to men who either crumble or chase. The ones who rise, the ones who transform the pain into power, who come back stronger, more focused, emotionally silent, eyes sharper than before. Those are rare. And when she realizes you became one of them, it flips the entire story in her head. Suddenly, she's not the one who left, she's the one who lost. You were never supposed to be her lesson, but now you are. A man she had, took for granted, and will never experience the same way again. A ghost with flesh, a memory with momentum. She may talk to new guys, try to replicate the feeling, but it won't be the same, because those new guys, they still need her. You don't. And once a man no longer needs a woman, that's when she needs him the most. So no, you're not going to text her. You're not going to explain. You're not going to chase or hope or wait. You're going to keep rising. Keep becoming something more. And maybe, just maybe, one day she'll reach out. Maybe she'll confess. Maybe she'll say she misses you, she regrets it, she thought about you every night, and you'll smile. Not because you want her back, but because deep down you always knew this day would come. And now that it has, you realize you've already moved on.